So our sounds can be divided into intensity, frequency, and duration. The average intensity of normal conversational speech, around like 45, 50 decibels, is a general guideline used for fitting hearing aids and mapping cochlear implants. And that speech banana is that area on the audiogram where most of our speech sounds fall. And audiologists should try to program their hearing aids and the cochlear implants so that a child's thresholds fall on top or just above the speech banana so that they could hear those sounds. Remember, I said a speech banana is a great teaching tool when you're working with parents who have children with hearing loss, so they know what sounds the child is able to hear well and what sounds they might be struggling to hear now. So differences in loudness can assist a listener in identifying a speaker. Differences in loudness can be used to express emotional states, like a very loud voice can be angry, a soft or quiet voice for expressing affection or soothing. Duration and loudness is also important, so emphasis can be put on a word. It's mine with the exclamation point. It marks phrase boundaries and accompanies intonational changes. The difference in loudness of particular syllables within words can be used to assist a listener's comprehension. So, object versus object, present versus where's my present? It's a syllable stress. And then we have frequency. The pitch of a speaker's voice varies with their age and their sex, and that's an important characteristic of an individual's speech. Men's voices tend to be the lowest frequency, and the children's voices have the highest frequencies. Most children with hearing loss can easily discriminate pitch differences between men, women, and children. Every language has its own intonational melody that goes up and down in pitch. Intonational changes can signal whether the utterance is a question or a statement, a speaker's emotional state, and the end of a thought group. So intonational cues within acoustic reach of nearly all children with hearing loss, they might just need to be brought to their attention. Emphasizing intonational cues with very young children is a normal way that most adults talk to young children. So probably one of the cues that babies know that they're being spoken to is that higher pitch motherese. Each speech sound has a particular frequency associated with its production. Listeners automatically know immediately the sound that has been produced. Father and feather are heard as two different words. There are acoustic differences between the two initial vowels. So it should be possible to predict which speech sounds a child with a particular aided audiogram is likely to be able to learn and detect and produce, going back to that bananagram. Knowledge of the formants of speech can also be used in setting hearing aids and mapping cochlear implants. Duration is one of the first cues that children with hearing loss learn to listen for and produce. So when a mom is eating and she's going, those bites are good, it won't be long before a child starts repeating that when they're hungry. Or a parent playing with a bunny going hop, hop, hop. The child will likely make similar short sounds when they play with the bunny. Approximating the length of the speech sound segments in imitation is highly desirable listening and production behavior. Precision can come later. Adults need to speak to children with hearing loss using complete phrases and sentences of length and content consistent with what they would use for any child. So modeling a non-normal durational pattern such as I want juice is highly inappropriate because we don't speak like that. So it's inappropriate from an acoustic point of view and a linguistic point of view. You're not helping a child with hearing loss by speaking more slowly. You want to speak you don't want to speak too quickly, but you want to speak at a normal rate so that they learn normal speech patterns. Individual speech sounds also have characteristic durational features. Some are short, some are longer. Some could have a gradual or sudden onset. Some stay stable throughout their production, or some change through production. And these differences in duration are only milliseconds, and therefore can only be perceived by hearing and no other senses. So again, going back to hearing is primacy. Hearing is what we need for our acoustic understanding. Tactile and visual senses are only secondary correlates.